Hello, what's up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and it's 2019, so you know what that means. Some new movies are coming out, and the first film that I had the pleasure of watching in 2019 is Escape Room. Escape Room is directed by Adam Robitel. I think that's how you pronounce his name. The plot of this movie is that we meet 6 different people who get an invitation to show up at this building and play a game. And if they succeed, if they go through all of the challenges, then they will win. I thought in the movie they said $10,000, which didn't sound like a lot, but when I looked up the synopsis, it said $1 million. So maybe I heard wrong. It could very well have been $1 million. Even still, that's not enough to go through what they went through. You see that the game ends up being deadly and starts killing people one by one. What I thought of Escape Room is, I thought this movie was blah. Blah, 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 blah. Look, I did not hate this movie. I'm not sitting here saying, wow, this sucked. I'm just saying that I watched it and I thought the premise is interesting, at the very least interesting, and the characters, at first you don't really know much about them, and I think that's the point, because over time you get very little flashbacks. I'm not talking about like a real flashback scene. I mean, like when these characters are in the challenges, we get a quick 10-second moment of something from their past that explains maybe why they're here. And honestly, that wasn't enough. That was not enough for me to connect to the characters. That wasn't enough for me to really care if they lived or died. I thought the acting was decent at best. There might have been 1 or 2 people who I thought was okay. I thought Deborah Ann Wool, who I know from True Blood and Daredevil, I thought she was probably amongst the best. But other than that, these characters were just cannon fodder. They were just people for me to see and wait to die, and as sad as that is, it's true. The challenges themselves, you see them start off in this one room that gets overheated like an oven, and then they have to try to escape that. Then they move on to an area that's very cold, and they try to get out of there before they freeze to death. Honestly, it was all cliched. It was all just like, yeah, I feel like I either have seen this before or I can probably predict how this all will go. There's one challenge where they're in an upside down bar. You could see this in the trailer, and they're trying to escape. They're trying to make it through, but it seemed all too elaborate. It seemed too big for like this to be a real thing. It did seem unplausible. I know that the comparison to Saw can be easily made, and it's true. You watch this movie, it does feel like 1 or 2 or 3 of the Saw films, even Jigsaw most recently, where you follow a group of characters who have to try to survive room after room, and it did feel like a weaker version of that. I know a big complaint in Saw is that, well, how did this old guy do this by himself? And then they explain that. This movie, I don't even feel like the explanation warrants how big this whole operation is. And it is PG-13, so you're not even going to get any decent kills or decent gore. It's like when a character would get killed off, it just was like, oh, that's it? I guess they're dead. And lastly, when you get to the end, the big reveal, they try to treat it like it's a big twist, and they try to treat it like it's a big, oh my god, shocking moment. Oh no, what's going to happen next? Honestly, I don't care. Look, I'm not saying I hated this movie. I'm not saying it's the worst movie ever. I don't think it's going to be on my worst of list. But if it is on my worst of list, that means this year won't be that bad. Because I'm going to rate this a Netflix and chill.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's good enough to have on in the background. Maybe the girl you're with will get scared and want to hold on to you, and you're sitting there like, yeah, this movie sucks, but hey, it's working. So guys, let me know in the comments below if you too saw Escape Room. What did you think of it? Did you like it, or did you think it was lame? Like, comment, subscribe. Later!